With the president's policies in mind, we want to bring in NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell now to talk about some of the other Trump administration moves turning heads to start the week. Sue, Trump's first round of tariffs, they were directed at specific countries. Now he seems to be going after specific industries, aluminum to be specific. Is that what he's doing and why?
Well, Matt, this is part of Trump's America First plan to boost U.S. aluminum and steel manufacturers. Trump's 25% tariffs on both steel and aluminum imports is meant to boost up American companies. U.S. steel imports have dropped 35% from 2014 to 2024, and U.S. aluminum has declined significantly over the past decades. But another reason is to hurt China's export of steel. China sends very little steel to the United States because of existing tariffs from former administrations. And it's a little too complicated for me to explain here, but this effort hurts China's export to countries other than the U.S. So the short-term impacts of these tariffs will affect transportation, construction, packaging industries, and cause headaches for our major U.S. trading partners and allies who import steel to us, and that means aluminum, and that means Germany, Canada, South Korea, Vietnam, Brazil, and Japan. So the whole idea is short-term pain for long-term gain. We just don't know how long those terms are.
Well, of course, we know there's also been a lot of concern about funding cuts to NIH and other critical medical and pharmaceutical research. Why would the Trump administration be targeting those specific spots?
The Trump administration claims that these are excessive university overhead costs. They call them, quote, liberal DEI slush funds, end quote. However, this funding actually covers essential infrastructure like lab space and staff and utilities. Healthcare experts are warning that these cuts could immediately reduce staff and services and hamper medical education, patient care, research and clinical trials. And some major Boston area institutions, including Harvard, MIT, Mass General, and Brigham, they could be significantly impacted. So while they say they're aiming to reduce costs, they're also cutting fundamental medical research, and this could have serious long-term consequences for the healthcare industry and advancement and innovation. And of course, this might be an example of short-term gain for long-term pain.
I'm sensing a theme here, back and forth there.
It's over now, though, so don't keep going with it.
Let's pivot to a little bit of a curiosity. Over the weekend, President Trump said he wanted to get rid of the penny.
Yeah.
You don't fully disagree with that. Tell us why.
All right, Matt, I rewatched West Wing episode 5 from, I think, season 3. It was aired on November 7th, 2001. I watched it this morning. It's the one where Sam tackled the, quote, Legal Tender Modernization Act to eliminate the penny. Now, that actually was a real legislative effort at the time. And while much about money has changed since 2001, the penny persists. And today, it costs more than 4 cents to make a 1-cent coin. And under a no penny system, that's what they're asking for, a $5.12 purchase, well, you would round it to $5.10 to the nearest nickel. But this, of course, creates a new problem. People would likely hoard pennies more than we do now because you would expect them to increase in value. So what about the nickel? Well, that presents another challenge, doesn't it? It costs over 13 cents to make a nickel. And if we had a higher demand due to the rounding needs, then we have expensive nickels. So, look, many countries have already moved past their lowest value coins, including Canada, New Zealand, Australia, Sweden, a whole bunch. So I'm all for it. But by the way, the reason the effort died on the West Wing is because the Speaker of the House was from Illinois. And, Matt, I will leave it up to you to tell me why that would be important.
Let's see. Land of Lincoln.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah,
ding,
there's
ding,
that.
ding.
Maybe some zinc involved in there, if I was to guess as well.
Perhaps.
NBC 10 political commentator Sue O'Connell. Thank you as always.
You're welcome, Matt.